Greetings, everyone. I'm going to ask everyone who watches this video to be kind in the comment section. So while you can leave your opinion, I'm going to ask you to be thoughtful. This message is for Kale and Mom. And I am using this method to reach out to you as I did on several other occasions. One where I was appealing to the government of Jamaica to assist you and your daughter, and when I rallied my troops. I just want to share my thoughts openly because there's a possibility for the conversation I'm about to have to misunderstood if I were to come privately. Now, I first want to say I can only imagine what it's like to watch your child in the condition that she's in. How painful, how stressful that must be. And so none of us can judge the way you cope or the way you deal with your situation. None of us can do that. But I think I can also encourage you. I can encourage you privately, as I have done many times, and publicly. First thing I'm going to say is it's not man that gives life or take life. It's the creator. People can do things to interrupt our situation, but it's the creator who ultimately decide who lives or dies. In the case with your beautiful daughter, someone took it upon themselves to injure her and cause her now to be in a very terrible situation. But in the beginning, doctors gave her a limit on how long or the possibility of how long she could live. And she's here more than a year later. So we have to take the power out of the hands of man and put it back in the hand of what you refer to as God. Some say, yeah, whatever you say, whoever this creator is for you. And we often speak negatively when we should be speaking positively. Now, when you look before you and you know that there's a long journey to recovery, and when you look at the financial cost, anyone would be stressed, anyone would be overwhelmed. So I get it, but I just want to encourage you to start looking at the positives, speaking on the positives, instead of looking at just what is, just focus on what you want things to be or become. Your daughter healing, coming home, she already defied the odds. And yes, the journey back is very difficult. We see that and we know that. When I hear you speak, I hear a mother filled with love and compassion for her child. A mom that is frustrated at best. But there are times when you say certain things, and I'm going to be honest with you, you might be hurting your cause. I want you not to focus on those who are not giving, but pay attention to who gave and who is willing to give. In your anxiety to see your daughter better and your appeal, there's nothing wrong in asking for help from now until your daughter is better. There's absolutely nothing wrong. If you want to call it beg, there's nothing wrong with begging. But here's the thing that you need to know. There are times when someone has a one-time gift. That's all they have. There are times when they're moved or led to give at a particular time. They're motivated to do it at that time, and they do. And then there's nothing else to give. And so, in your, anxiety, in your painful journey to see your daughter back on her feet, you speak on those who don't give or those who find it difficult to give. For example, when you say, in the song, if you want to know your friends, pretend to be dead, that is so true. But a lot of the persons who are supporting you, they're not your friends. There are a lot of people who know you and probably don't do as much as you would want them to do. And sometimes they cannot. It's not within their means to do that. In terms of your daughter's friends, for example, that may have abandoned her, sometimes people don't know how to cope with these kinds of things. It's not because they don't love you anymore, they just don't know what to say. Or some people cannot face that. Remember, we're talking about humanity and we're all different. Some people cannot face that. They cannot look at it. Some people have their loved ones, and when they pass away in a certain way, they don't want to see them that way. They want to remember them the way they were before. So, in the case with friends, they might not necessarily be bad friends. They just don't know. They're uncomfortable. They don't know what to say. They don't know how to operate. And then it might affect them psychologically too. They're sometimes trying to protect themselves from that. And that doesn't make you a bad person to try to protect you from something. Because some people see some things and they fall into deep, dark depression. So it's not that they don't care for you or about you, but we have different response. Just like how you have different response to what you're going through. You are indeed a very strong mother, a very loving mother who is doing what you must do to save your daughter. But in the process of doing what you need to do, you can also isolate others. You can also say things that hurt people's feelings, and that is not your intention. Speak on those who help. Give thanks to the Creator for the blessings that flow into your life. The world is here with you, but not everybody is going to be there to support you in the ways that you want those support. That doesn't mean that others won't join and come and help you and continue. I'm sure people are continuing to assist you. Remember, these are strangers, complete strangers coming together to stand in solidarity with you at this difficult time. I also want to say to you that the people who put her there, if the laws of the land let them go, the laws of the universe will not. So you have to trust and know that all things, as difficult as it seems, they work together. They make you stronger and they bring you closer to spirit, to spirituality, to, if it's religion you're into, to religion. Your life will never be the same again because of what happened to your daughter. And her life will never be the same because even if she makes a full recovery, now she has this testimony that will change the way she lived in the past. Mommy, I for one wish I was in the position to just do it all. I for one was so angry with people to say, why aren't they doing more? I had to catch myself to say, we don't owe anybody anything. And we're not entitled to anything. And so whatever we get, whatever loving support we get from people, we say thanks. And we pray that as the need arises, people will continue. I'm sure that is your experience. So It doesn't matter who you know and who you reach out to and who didn't answer you. Don't focus on that. Focus on who are answering, who are supporting, who are there for you, who are loving you through this very difficult time. Otherwise, if you don't look at it that way, you hurt your own cause. People are talking. People are feeling some type of way, and it's not your intention. And you ask me, how do you know people are talking, how people feel? That's for a private conversation between me and you. You don't want to push away people who would want to help just because you're overwhelmed. When you're overwhelmed, have these conversations with people that you know. Because when you put it out here, folks might not respond in a very positive way. And you don't want to hurt your cause because you're overwhelmed. You don't want to do that, mommy. You don't want to do that. People are going to do what they can when they can. And sometimes it's a one-time offer. So if someone helped you and you appeal to them and they say no or they don't respond, it is not personal. Don't take it personal. Just like it's not personal for you to always be out there doing what you got to do to help your daughter. That's what a great mom does. But it can be offensive to hear about the ones who are not helping and not hear the stories that we come this far by faith. Not hear more of the stories that I heard this, but today it's a different thing that I'm seeing. Focus on the positive. If you want $100,000, you put that down. You write that down as your goal, and you at no point think that it's not possible. Just like you were in the beginning when you say, they say this to me, but I don't believe that. I'm holding on to truth. Remember, it's not mankind. It's not money in the bank. It's none of that stuff that's preventing your daughter from moving from the hospital to where you want her to go. It is the Most High. The ones who kept her. I cannot believe she went through that. And you can talk to her today. Some people go through less and they never communicate ever again. Focus on the positive, what the Creator did for this young lady and your family. If she's still in a hospital in Jamaica after everything everybody have done so far, it's not because people are keeping her there. It's because she's supposed to be there. I know someone is going to come and, perhaps attack this argument, and maybe, mom, you're going to be angry about it. But it's the truth. Stop putting power in the hands of man or woman and lay it at the cross. And I'm not talking about some supernatural cross, but at that place, that crossroad where you have a decision to make and you realize it's outside of your hands. You've done everything that you can to make this happen and it's not happening. Then at that point, you're at that crossroad and it's not in your hands. Leave it to the Most High. Trust and believe that you don't love your daughter as much as the Creator. As much as you love your daughter, you can't love her more than the Creator. And so whatever she's going through right now, as much as it's hard and painful and stressful, have faith. Have faith. I know you have faith. But remember, seek assistance from others. Because the ones who already did might not be in a position to do again. I might not even want to. That's life. That's life. and we accept the things that we cannot change. And we have the wisdom to know the difference with what we can change and what we can't. So I'm wishing you all the best in this message. And I'm saying to you, take it easy. I know it's easier said than done, but in an attitude of gratitude, continue your journey. Stay blessed, everyone.